Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey folks, we're back. Inside Real Estate, Mike Kruizinga. Hey, website, insiderealestateradio.com, insiderealestateradio.com. By the way, we had a great interview last week on the show with Gary Byrne, who was the former Secret Service officer in the Clinton White House, his expose book. But honestly, it wasn't really an expose. It was more about his life and how it intersected with the Clintons. And so, pretty good book, but honestly, the interview was really good. We asked him about the tarmac visit with Bill Clinton. And so really, really good interview. InsideRealEstateRadio.com, and then click over to the archive page. It's actually a really good interview with Gary Byrne. We actually were the second stop for him. He was on Hannity first, and then our show, which we were quite proud of. So that was pretty cool. Hey, but now it's time to get into our insurance segment with Richard .tonihka, website richard.tagency.com, richard.tagency.com. Richard, how we doing?
We're doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm good. So, what do we got in the insurance world going on today?
Well, one of the things that I've been noticing, especially in this last week, was the fact that people are, there were more than a few people that were overinsured. And this usually happens on small homes where normally when we're looking at a home, you're looking at about $100, anywhere from $85 to $100 a square foot as replacement cost.
Right.
Some of these homes that are 1,000 square feet, you're looking at $160, $170 per square foot, and you just, where are you coming up with these numbers? How are you coming to this? And for people that don't know, if your dwelling is valued at $160,000, but the actual replacement cost for your house is $100,000, that extra $65,000 may seem like a great thing. But I can guarantee you there is not one insurance carrier out there that is going to give you one penny more than it costs to rebuild your house.
Then they have to.
All it's doing is increasing your deductible. So what we want to do is keep your dwelling cost as low as possible to actually replace your home to what it is now. And then that way we're keeping your deductible down as well. I don't want anyone to be underinsured.
Right.
Absolutely not. But I don't want you to be overinsured either, though. Because, like I said, I mean, let's take two different homes. Kind of the scenario I was throwing out. One house that is $150,000, one that's $100,000. Different replacement costs, right? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So if you've got a 1% deductible, you've got $1,000 or $1,500. If you've got a $100,000 house, usually money's fairly tight. An extra $500 laying around the house to pay for some kind of claim or your part of the deductible to make any repairs to the house. Usually, most of us don't have $500 just laying around that we can pull out at a moment's notice.
Right.
So, that home is still going to be rebuilt, all the damages is replaced and corrected for $1,000 over here with company A, but the company that has your home valued at $150,000, that's going to cost you $1,500 to either replace the roof or to rebuild. Does that seem like a lot? For a lot of us, absolutely not. For some of us, it just seems like entire month's worth of work. Have no idea how you're going to come up with that. So
right, exactly.
So coming up and making sure that we have your house valued correctly. And this is where I come in, and every person is different. What's right for you on your personal property and your home value and all the individual categories that go along with your home insurance are going to be different from mine. And they're going to be different from the next person's. And so that's when we really get in. What's important to you? What's your lifestyle? What do you really have that is insurable? And where are your risks? Because that's what we really need to look at is what are your risks? What do you have? What do you have to replace in? Because I will tell you that there are things in my house that aren't worth anything monetarily, but mean the world to me.
Right.
And so going through and making sure that we know that ahead of time so that I can work with you to make sure that you are covered the way you need to be covered.
Yeah, you don't want to be undercovered, and you don't want to be overcovered at all. Just wasting money there. And then, the nice thing about Richard is he's going to take the time to talk with you, figure out your situation.
Absolutely.
He's going to ask you lots of questions, which are necessary to figure out what's best for you. He'll end up talking to you about, well, you just talked about belongings. Well, maybe some folks have, some nice artwork that needs to be scheduled separately.
Yes.
Maybe they have some jewelry that needs to be scheduled separately. All these types of things that, people you don't usually think about, and you don't want to be thinking about it after a fire, or after a robbery.
No, absolutely not. I mean, after the fact, or as soon as you put in a claim, one of the tweets that I sent out this week was, 2 simple questions. What was the worst car accident you've ever seen? And then my example was a car on fire, just up in flames. And then the next question was, do you think price really matters to them right now?
Right.
It's making sure, that's the reason that we always talk about coverage first. But going back to what you were talking about, yeah, my conversations, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to for you, aren't really short conversations. They can be 10, 15 minutes, but I'm trying to get as much information about you that I can, not necessarily because I just want the information. I want to make sure that I get every discount that I can for you.
Right.
And so there's a lot of, I don't need all the W-2s or all that, but I do have a lot of questions making sure that there is.
That's Terry's job.
Yes.
Don't be raining on my parade, Richard.
Yeah, but there is a lot of information that I try to glean from people to make sure that I'm keeping their costs down as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks, why not save money? It's a good thing, but like you always say, policy first.
Yes.
But how many times? I mean, the majority of times you talk to somebody or meet with somebody, you find out that there's something wrong with their policy. They're either undercovered or overcovered, and they're paying way more than they should. I mean, that's pretty much everybody you talk to. Not everybody. Now, some people, maybe their grandfathered into way back a good deal somehow, but most of the time, that's the case, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And there are some people that I had great rates for, simply don't want to insure. They want to be self-insured. And that's fine. That's not a risk that I'm willing to take. But yeah, there are very few people out there that I am not able to help. But like I said, I mean, we're going to concentrate on them as a person, find out what their needs, what their lifestyle is, and then from that, then we talk about policy, and then we talk about price. But it's always in that order, because until you know the person, I can throw up a policy left and right. Mm-hmm. Is it the right policy for you? I have no idea till I talk to you and get to know you. But that's where we kind of go. And one of the people that I was talking with this week, she came out and she's like, well, my house is valued at this. I was like, well, I've got 3 different values for you from different carriers, and they all value a home differently. And so even with me, I'm not going to have $100,000 for every carrier, because every carrier is going to value your home differently. The one thing that we can make uniform is making sure that it is at least as much that you need, and that it's not overpriced or it's not more coverage than you need. And that's where our conversations go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, folks, it's kind of a no-brainer. You want to touch base with Richard for sure. Covers the entire state. So no matter where you are in our listening area, he can help you out with home, auto, toys, everything. And, look, I know it's tempting to just go online and you just want to get some easy answer, and you want to do things online nowadays, folks. But you always know when you go a step further, you get the best quality. And, I know sometimes we're like, oh man, we got to talk to a live human. I can't just have the computer figure it out for me. Look, trust me, you want to take the time, take 15 minutes, pick up the old telephone, and give Richard a call. And you're going to be happy because guess what? He's going to hit your pocketbook in the right way and not the wrong way. And
then when something happens, you have one contact. I am fighting for you. I fight for my customers, and I would hope everyone does, but not everybody does. But that being said, if my customers have some kind of claim or something going on in their life that I would like to know about it. There have been some customers that have gone straight to the carrier, and that's one of the things that I try to tell people, please don't do this. Mm-hmm. I'm here to help for you. I'm here to help expedite and to make sure that they're all taken care of the way they should be taken care of. But I can't help if I don't know. So if I'm able to help you, I got to talk to you first in order to be able to help you.
Yep. And we want to help you folks. So give Richard a shout. Website, Richard T Agency. We've been talking to Richard tonihka of Goosehead Insurance Agency. Richard, give him the website and give him the phone number. And hey, why don't you send us to commercial?
This is Richard tonihka, richardtagency.com. And you can reach me anytime, day or night, 817-286-2002. Again, that number is 817-286-2002. And we'll be talking to you shortly.